And we have some breaking news right now. A fire breaking out near Hansen Dam.
And you're looking at some pretty big flames. KTLA's Gil Leyva is in Sky 5. He's got details. Gil?
Well, Sandra and Cher, we were on our way to the Eden fire when we came across this brush fire burning off of Foothill Boulevard and Cagle Canyon Road. As I come out to a wider shot, you see the fire burning on a little foothill there. What the problem is its impact.
It seems like we lost
unit.
your...
There should be more coming.
Okay, we have you back now. Go ahead, Gil.
Yeah, fire department just arrived on scene with one unit, but they're going to be responding more units. They're starting to get some water on the fire now. Hopefully they'll get this knocked down, but it is impacting this apartment complex right on Foothill. We do see some people trying to scramble out of the area right now in the parking lot, but for now that smoke coming across Foothill Boulevard towards the Hansen Dam, and hopefully they'll be able to knock this fire out. There's the path of the fire right now. There is some fuels up there and some more homes that direction. So hopefully those crews will be able to knock it down with their hose lines.
Yeah, you know, every fire we are going to be on. I mean, it is one of those situations where we are in a particularly dangerous situation right now with the fires, and so you know, as fast as they can get this out, the better. It is close to that apartment complex, Sandy, and like you saw as well at the top of the screen when we were there are a bunch of homes. It looks like a community up there, and also some power lines.
Yeah, Gil, we're looking at this apartment complex, and it looks like the fire is creeping pretty close to that, and we see people in the parking lot now starting to evacuate.
Yeah, it's right up against the carports, so that looks like they might lose some of the carports, if not some of the apartments, because right across the drive there are the apartments. You really can't see them right now, but as the smoke kind of clears, you do see the roof line. That's a real big concern right now. Fire crews, let me see if there's any other ones responding in real quick here. Don't see any offhand. I do see one unit coming from a distance, but hopefully the firefighters on scene here can get into this particular spot right here. It's burning pretty hot. They might need an airship. It looks like, what is that, a vehicle that might be in the burn area there. Yeah, a shell of a vehicle, it looks like, that's part of the hillside there. Maybe it's an abandoned vehicle, but it's right up against those carports, and we might see the flames getting into that roof line there of the carports.
Does it look like we have some firefighters that are in that apartment complex as well? Are they trying to do some structure protection from that angle inside near the carport?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this unit was the first to arrive right here. They pulled their hose lines. You see firefighters going towards it, but mostly they're looking at the this side of the flames. They had a firefighter. Yeah, here he is. He's up on the that would be the eastern flank of the fire. He's pulling his hose line by himself. He's going to try to get some of that knocked down, but the concern is right here against the structure. And look at that, it's right on the carports, and so we'll likely see some of those roofs of the carports catch fire. And then this, look at that, there's I don't know if that's a light. Let's see. Okay, that's a light, but see the embers coming across the roof line there. That's a big concern. So we'll see if the firefighters can knock that down. We're trying to hear if they're going to respond a airship in here. It should be coming soon. And I hear them talking about it now. They're sending some brush control units in here, and they're trying to get water into the area, but boy, it's right against those carports.
That's the scary part, is that it's right up getting close to those carports. Obviously, those cars, some of them maybe have lithium batteries, or they might have the gas tanks, and that explosion could cause even more damage and make this fire even more difficult to fight if it grows in that direction and then starts to ignite all of those things that are in the apartments and in that carport and going forward. It's just awfully close. And these are the times that you definitely have to have your go bag ready. This isn't even a ready set. This is the go. This is the go part. And so, if you're watching this and, everybody in all of Los Angeles, Riverside, I mean, San Bernardino County, everybody has to be ready. Ventura County, you just have to be ready and to get your medicines and your passports and your dog leashes and your, water and whatever it might be, because you just never know where it's going to happen. And with these winds, Sandy, it's just so dangerous.
Yeah, the winds and all that dry brush out there. Gil, looking at this as we see the car part being engulfed, it's just amazing to me how quickly this has moved just in the last minute or so.
Yeah, absolutely. They're saying about a half acre is burned so far. You see some brush there right against the carport, so it would have been nice if that would have been cleared out. That would have helped protect that, but unfortunately that fire got in there, and they're saying now that the fire might have originated in a homeless encampment right behind the apartment complex. You see a vehicle driving right through the driveway there between the carports and the apartments. That person trying to get out, but it looks like they're parking in one of the carports there. Several vehicles, there goes another one through the smoke. So a couple of vehicles trying to get out. I don't know if there's an exit on the far side of the apartment complex or not, but hopefully it's not one way in, one way out at this point. But you see how intensely it's burning right up against the back of those carports, and we'll see if any of those carports go up.
Let's bring meteorologist Vera Jimenez. And Vera, here near the Hansen Dam, what kind of winds are we looking at?
Yeah, as I go ahead and pull it up, the winds there are in the teens and in the 20s. So that is definitely something to think about, because that is going to be enough to spread the fire. Relative humidity values are still extremely low in this area. I was trying to see how close it is to the Eaton fire, but it is going to be east of the Eaton fire, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because the last thing you need is those two coming together. But yes, the Hansen Dam area right now is looking at primarily winds out of the north and the northeast. And as I look, I'm pulling this one up, for example. This one is just a little bit above Hansen Dam, and this particular reading at Little Tahunga says we've got wind speeds of 14 miles per hour with gusts to 28. And again, these are observations that I'm getting from the National Weather Service. As I take a look at one just slightly to the north, Gold Creek, 8 miles per hour, the gust to 20, however. Let's see this one. This is Kegel Canyon. Northeasterly 12 to 22, relative humidity values of 17%. And again, we're getting to that period in the day where the winds are going to start to get a little bit stronger. As we've been talking about, the winds underperformed according to what they had been forecasted yesterday with the models. We certainly hope that that is the case again tonight as we await for the next round of winds. The next round of winds is supposed to be with us through tomorrow. The strongest winds are forecast to arrive at 3 a.m. this morning, or Wednesday morning, I should say, and then last through 3 p.m. in the afternoon. However, the PD, or the red flag warning, not the PDS, but the red flag warning has actually been extended until Thursday now at 3 p.m. and that's because the winds are going to continue to get stronger, and it is going to be for parts of the western end of the San Gabriel Mountains, across to the west through the Santa Cruz Valley into the Santa Susana Mountains, and that is the range that then is going to be impacted, and that will pretty much follow the Santa Susana Mountains across almost into into Santa Barbara, close but not. So again, that's what the situation is now. I do have a couple of gauges that are coming in stronger, like sustained winds of 31 miles per hour just to the east of where the fire is, with gusts to 45, and then I have another one about the same, 31 and 39. So the gusts definitely are going to pose a problem. At this point, it's a little difficult to see the ember cast because we still have some light, but as soon as it gets completely dark, you'll be able to get like you can even see, I'm watching Gil's live shot right now, and you're able to see a little bit of that ember cast with those gusts. But as it gets darker, those ember casts will be much more evident than what you're seeing now. I don't have anything else to update for now. I'm going to keep an eye on these winds, and when I see a change, either up or down, I'll make sure I let you know.
All right, Vera, we do appreciate that. Thanks for the update. We want to go to the telephone right now from the LA City Fire Department. Margaret Stewart is joining us. Margaret, thanks for being with us on KTLA 5.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what the very latest is on this fire near Hansen Dam and if there are any evacuations?
There are no evacuations. As your viewers can see, our firefighters are making really good progress. It started out at about 1/4 acre. The winds are about 10 to 15 miles per hour, which is a bit of wind, but certainly not the strong Santa Anas that we have been dealing with. We do have air support that's been able to quickly knock down the heat of the flame. There were some structures threatened initially, but they're getting the upper hand on this, and we have no injuries reported.
That is some good news there, Margaret. We appreciate that, and welcome news to the community around this fire. It seems that there is a pretty big housing community, not just this apartment complex that's immediately threatened, but above it, and also next to it, another community as well. But we also know that Hansen Dam is really just right across this thoroughfare of Foothill Boulevard, so that could help for sure in the firefight, and it looks like it's laying down now.
Yes, they were able to get the resources there very quickly. We did not have extreme winds, and we had our helicopters, so that will result in a quick knockdown.
Margaret, it's just amazing to us that we know we have fire crews stationed at active fires throughout LA County right now. Were these firefighters at other fires, or were they deployed into other areas ready to go?
Now, the initial dispatch comes from the designated stations that are closest and available, but then we had additional resources added that were part of our what we call augmented staffing. So extra engines that we had staffed up because of the fire conditions we're under. So that means we were able to get even more resources there quickly.
That is evident, and with this PDS, particularly dangerous situation that we are going into, as our meteorologist Vera Jimenez mentioned, into Thursday now at 3 p.m. Talk to us a little bit about how prepared we are all around for the different counties. I know that you're from LA City Fire, but I know that you are working in conjunction with multi-agencies right now, even multi-state and multi-country even, as we get into these days ahead with this PDS, how prepared are we?
Well, fortunately, the winds are forecasted to die down later tomorrow. We remain in a red flag condition, and the City of Los Angeles red flag parking restrictions will continue through 8 a.m. tomorrow at least. And we are fully staffed, and meaning every available fire engine, every apparatus we have is fully staffed, and we have adequate resources. And the additional resources you talked about are, out at the Palisades, our multi-agency, and the relief that we get when these agencies come in, we can rotate out some of our firefighters and get them back into the city, which allows us to continue at this level of staffing.
Margaret Stewart from LA City Fire Department, thanks so much for joining us. And we want to say thank you also to your fire teams out there. The entire city is so grateful right now. Thank you.